I'm gonna do it just like I would do it at work.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So Renee, what brings you?
Um, well, I can't. I don't have any major like massive things happening in my life, but I do have some transitions that are going to be occurring, and I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it, and it's still months away, and I'm already pretty shaken up about it.
Okay. So it sounds like what you're saying is that you're already kind of worried about some things that are going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so I'm finishing up my practicum experience. So I'm starting practicum 2 in the fall, and with practicum 2, it's 4 days a week, and the hours are pretty much 7:30 to 4 o'clock, which knocks out any of the hours that I do with my current job. And I'm a tutor and a nanny for a family that I've worked with for 2.5 years, almost 3 years now. And I've watched the young boy and his sister grow up, and I've developed a relationship with the whole family. And come August 8th, I have to end my position there. And it's on top of that, I'm finding a replacement for myself.
Oh.
So I'm just a bit I'm a bit nervous about how excited I will be to start practicum 2. Although I know I already love my students, I know the class I'm going to be in. It's just going to be a hard time because I know that with the start of that, it means the ending of something that's really dear to me.
Okay. So it sounds like, although I'm excited
Yeah.
about practicum 2, I like these students. I have a relationship though with my current job that I will have to give up. And so, is there some, I don't know what the word would be. Is there some anxiety about being happy about the new job on top of that?
I don't know if it's anxiety as much as I'm scared that I may resent it. And I know that I don't want to because I genuinely love what I do in the realm of special education. Like you, I don't think I will see myself as a classroom teacher for an extended period of time, but I absolutely love the classroom. And so I'm nervous that being aware that I have almost in my heart, I feel like, stated like, oh, because practicum 2 of the hours, I know that I have to quit my job, and if that was not the case, I know I wouldn't. I love this job, but maybe it is a good parting for us, a clean break from the family. And I think I'm worried that the little boy I work with, he has Down syndrome, and he's 9, and I feel like a part of me is concerned that he may not remember me.
So how long have you been a nanny for this family?
And it started off as a really weird story. I got the position through my high school counselor, who moved up to St. Louis the same time I did 3 years ago, or 4 years ago at this point. She was the elementary counselor at the school, and she goes, "Hey, Renee, I have a family who's looking for a babysitter 2-3 days a week, maybe." So I got hired like the same day I interviewed for the job. So that was one semester of just me picking up just after school 2 days a week, and then in the fall of that year, and then I would babysit on and off over the summer as like, hey, we're going out. Do you have And then in the fall, I started picking up 5 days a week. And then that shifted. It would change as my schedule allowed. So as my school schedule, so I could go 3 days, and then I started doing about a year in. I started doing tutoring in the morning. So their son does a lot of, so it's a program outside of school, and we do a lot of intensive, focused training on certain like sequencing and things. And so over the last year and a half with that program, I've gotten not only involved as just a babysitter, but as a really strong like push onto his academics and his progress, and the family has really relied on me in that sense. And I know that this boy like loves me,
Mhm.
but I'm concerned that 2, 3, I don't know, 5 years from now, he won't be able to be like nay 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 nay. And I used to have a friend who was like the opposite babysitter of me. So like I picked up 3 days, she picked up 2, and she used to refer to them. It freaked me out. She would be like, "Oh well, I think of them as my own kids," and I said, "No, like I love them, but I don't even know if I want kids. Like I love children, but I'm not But I didn't realize like I love them, and I think almost of them as like younger siblings at this point. Like I just wasn't expecting it to be like something that I genuinely was so worried about.
Wow. So what I heard you say was this relationship is really bloomed. We're talking 4 years. We're talking from 2 days a week to all the time. We're talking from just babysitting to tutoring.
Yeah.
And now you think of them as family.
Yeah.
So that would be hard to think about. It
Yeah.
has to end.
Yeah, and I think an added layer to that is I'm considering leaving the country for like a 2-year period. I'm considering joining the Peace Corps. So it's a lot of transitions.
Wow, lots of transitions.
and I think that normally I'm good. I'm okay with change, but that just makes me nervous. Well, actually, I know why that makes me nervous. The rejection makes me nervous. Because if the Peace Corps is very selective, and if I don't get in, that's kind of my plan A. Come next summer, and if I don't get in, then like weird, but I'm not a person that's used. I was salutatorian of my class. Like I'm just not a person that's super used to being denied things, and I know that sounds privileged, but I do work hard.
That's all about to say.
Yeah, it's like I do work hard. And so I think I'm worried about, that, and then the added layer of, now as I'm thinking about this, the added layer of, so I'm leaving the kids, and then if I do leave the country for 2 years, I have a niece who's only 2 years old, and I'm like, she won't even know who I am. Sorry, that just was a lot.
No, because like the big thing that I really heard was a lot of relationship may change. And what I wanted to say was, you think you have a niece and this family that you consider family. So I just want you to consider, like, does being family end if you move?
No, I mean that's a great question. Like, do those familial bonds transcend the ocean, or and I think that's what I think part of that, what I'm worried about is, we've got the technology where I could look at them when I wanted to, but I'll be in a very remote part of the country where I would only get Wi-Fi maybe once or twice a week. And I think the changes in those relationships and even just within my own family and within my friends, that worries me.
I definitely understand the worry, but like you said earlier, you're smart. You'll find a way. You'll find a way to keep them.
Yeah. Oh, that was encouraging. That was encouraging. Well, so yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that as the summer progresses, that will be getting closer and closer. But I would like to tell you more about like where I come from.
Okay.
So, like I said, I have 7 siblings, that's where it gets confusing. There are 6 of us all together, but then I have 2 siblings who are not biological.
Oh, okay.
But they're not adopted either. They just kind of moved into the house. Both of
Really?
them. Yeah. My parents, they were friends of my other siblings who had really bad home life and came and lived with us. And yeah, they kind of stuck around.
That's great.
It is great. My older brother, who was like adopted, not adopted, whatever, I basically call him adopted. He's driving me up the wall lately because he never responds to any of our like family stuff. I was actually pretty pissed at him last week because he didn't come to my youngest sister's graduation from high school, and he lives in the same town. But my other sister, who she's moved in with my sisters, so the two biological, they're twins, and then my third sister who moved in is friends with one of them. She graduated with the girls, and so I was pretty excited. We've got a potluck of family or something else, but yeah, we're all over the place, and I understand what you mean by feeling like you have some sort of like tie to them and you want to help. And with so I'm the fourth child biologically, so 3 older brothers, 3 boys in a row, and then 3 girls in a row.
Wow.
My dad has had a heyday. But so yeah, I feel that with my sisters. Like every choice that they make, I'm like, could I have done like every choice that I look at? So it's different than this, where we're supposed to be saying like everything you say is I'm in positive regard. With my sisters, if it's a choice that they make that I don't necessarily approve of, I'm like, is there something I could have done differently to role model for them to see? And so one of my sisters are like me split in half, and one of them is wild and crazy, and one of them is stubborn and judgmental. But I'm realizing that they're such individuals on their own.
You know what's the funny thing I heard you talk about your family, it shows where you get your empathy. Like, it seems like you come from a very empathetic family. You guys have 2 people who have at-home life moved in. What I was listening to for 4, is where'd you get the drive? Like you say, you work really hard.
That would be my mother. The woman, this is a big one. The woman is just absolutely outstanding. She used to, she's having a hard time coping with it, I'll get that in a second. She used to run like almost every children's like outreach program at the lake, and she started so many different backpacks, buddies programs where they send lunches home, stuff at the school that I grew up in. And I mean, she's absolutely amazing. I've written essays about her before.
And this was just her doing this at your school?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's just volunteers, but she works hard. And I mean, this is my own psychoanalysis of her. She derives a lot of her identity from those things, which is why she just recently in November had a stroke, and it is kind of knocked. Oh yeah, it was a really bad month for our family. I had gotten pretty sick myself. I was home for a month, and I couldn't get out of bed basically. And at the night that I got home,
what was wrong with you?
I had mono, which totally sucked, and yeah, that sucked. So the night I got home was the night she had the stroke, and we as a family, she's doing better. As she never lost any speech or brain.
Great.
I know, and that's a huge thing in the type of stroke she had. It's absolutely amazing. But she does have a hard time walking. Her left side of her body was completely useless, for lack of a better term. But now she's walking slowly but surely. It's certainly testing my father's patience, as he is not a very patient man, but he's taught himself to walk slower, and he loves her so much, so that's really encouraging to see. But it has been I think when my mother opens up to me about her process of coping, because she knows, she recognizes that I have a set of skills with the special ed training that not a lot of people in my family have. And I actually just heard one of my siblings the other day say like, wow, we always forget what like how bad mom really is when we go home, because it's like clippings, like we go home, they go home for Christmas, they go home for Easter, and so they were saying like, yeah, we just forgot how bad it really was. And it's like, well, you have to look at all the progress. Anyways, so she's my drive, and even now she still is. She gets frustrated at herself, but she tries, and she's one of my best friends. So.
Wow. Well, it must be something though. I mean, probably all the stuff that she did, like good karma, but she didn't get like the bad effects that you get. I know people who have strokes who have no speech.
Yeah, I know. My dad, my mom talks a lot. I mean, if you get to know me, I talk a lot too. But my dad made a joke. He goes, my wife would be the one stroke victim in the world that never loses any speech. Like, Dad, you're such a... I was like, you're hilarious. But yeah, so my family is definitely, I think that